Hello, world! Welcome back to Onside Takes. I'm your host, Caden. Joining me are my co-hosts, Tim
Hey.
and Caleb.
Yo.
It's post-draft, ladies and gentlemen, and we're well into camp time. For the teams, of course. We are going to give our grade on the drafts, thoughts on free agency, and the total prospects for our teams. From there, we're going to say how we think our teams are going to do, and then we are going to give a candidate for the 2026 Super Bowl winner.
Let's go.
Big. This is big. Well, welcome back, guys. Haven't seen you guys since the Super Bowl. It's been forever.
Where our prayers was answered.
No. I mean, yeah, but
yeah, I mean,
it was
Best
still
as
a
it
boring
could be,
fucking
you
Super
know?
Bowl. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
could have been terrible. No, it's exciting to be back on the pod.
Special episode. You only get a few of these. We're not off-season aficionados. We're not Patrick McAfee talking for like 4 hours a day.
Yeah, the break was absolutely necessary. I mean, we're still gonna have a break after this one, so the special episode time. But we'll get back in the preseason probably before week one.
Yeah, maybe we gotta have a little something.
Nobody wants to talk about stuff that is way over their head or we don't even understand.
Nobody wants to talk about fucking training camp. Let's be honest with ourselves. Everyone who wants to know about training camp has already fucking been to the training camp themselves to watch it. Like, there's nothing.
Or people that like the
there's
people
no
that go to the actual draft
about
those people are crazy, right?
True.
Like those people are not real. There's no way you're going to the draft like night one to watch your one pick.
Like... you're flying across the country from fucking Arizona to Green Bay just to watch one fucking pick.
Even like if you're there on like night one, it's like kind of crazy. But if you're there on like day three, like what are you doing? You're just
I was thinking the exact same thing. I saw like a TV broadcast of like week of day 3. I'm like, I didn't even know people still went here. Like you just Google it. Like, why the fuck would you just be there yelling in the crowd for a day 3 pick?
I just got to say it on the Jets social media with our number 1 pick. They did a meme release. They did a chicken jockey freak out with chicken jockey audio. So peak org. Let's just get that out of the way, and let's get this tossed over to Caleb with the Vikings.
Yeah, let's get into it. Not gonna be crazy long on this, just because it's a little bit in the weeds when you get into talking about free agency and stuff like that. But just some major signings from the Vikings in the free agency, and these are huge signings, guys. This is the Vikings just absolutely going out there and performing at a high level. Okay, absolutely performing. Jonathan Allen, defensive tackle from the Commanders. Great player. We needed men on the inside on the defense and men on the inside on the offense. So we're starting out hot. Javon Hargrave from the Niners, also defensive tackle. So now our inside is just beefed up right there. Boom. So we need some offensive linemen though. All right, we got Will Fries and Ryan Kelly, a guard and a center from the Colts. We just took the Colts offensive line. Like, they don't need it anyways. Like, let's be honest. The Colts don't need shit. All right, they're dog water. So we'll take them. We'll take them from you. Brian O'Neill, our previous center, I think we cut him, or we're going to cut him. Sorry, bud. It's what it is.
Bye.
Rondale Moore, wide receiver that we picked up. It's nice to have somebody else besides just Addison and Jefferson, but we'll see if that's ever actually becomes in anything. Jordan Mason, though, I don't know if you guys remember that name. That was the running back that took over for Christian McCaffrey for the Niners for a big chunk of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing well. I mean, I know they got a good offensive line over there, but it's nice to have a backup. Like, I just feel like Aaron Jones is a little bit older. Having a solid backup that can come in for a series or two if needed, or even if Aaron Jones is out, I mean, we still got a guy. So that's very nice. And then the other area that we needed cornerbacks. We were struggling in that area. Jeff Okudah from the Texans and Isaiah Rodgers from the Eagles. So to do big signings there. So free agency, we addressed big men up front on the offensive line and the defensive line, a little bit in the running back room, wide receiver, and then the cornerbacks. It's exactly what we needed. We re-signed Byron Murphy, which I don't know if you guys remember, like we were talking about before, but I was like, I want to re-sign Byron Murphy, and I want to re-sign Cam Bynum. Cam Bynum wasn't re-signed, guys. Wasn't re-signed. Okay, so that's a little devastating, but we'll get over it. Byron Murphy was more important, I think, in that group, so we'll take it. Aaron Jones, also a 2-year extension.
They brought back the dinosaur. I'm just joking, guys. It's just a joke.
And on in the safety position, we have Theo Jackson, who was with the Vikings last year, but played like a backup role. He actually got one of the interceptions to end one of the games. But we have signed him for an additional 2 years, making a 3-year contract, basically promoting him from backup cornerback or safety to full-time safety with Harrison Smith, who is coming back. The Hitman, back again. He's here. 1 more year at least. I don't know how long this 1 more year thing will happen. I don't know how long he can be a safety when you're not crazy fast, but he can hit. So we'll take it. We'll take it.
You just call those low safeties, midfield safeties.
Yeah. We didn't really do any trading. Obviously, the offseason's not over.
Mm-hmm.
But most of that stuff kind of happens earlier on, typically, if it's like really high needs. We did make a trade in the draft we traded up with 1 pick and we gave another pick away, and we got Sam Howell from the Seahawks. And Sam Howell, not a super epic quarterback.
When did he sign with the Seahawks?
Probably last year. He was with the Commanders, and then he signed with the Seahawks last year. Obviously, he didn't play over Geno.
Yeah.
The Vikings lost all of their quarterback room throughout the offseason, I believe. Nick Mullins went somewhere else, and yeah, so Daniel Jones signed with the Colts, I think. So we had no real options if our quarterback got hurt. So we got Sam Howell in the back pocket, University of North Carolina grad. So I mean, those UNC guys, they're different out there. That's why he's a backup. And then the last area of the free agency is the draft. And the Vikings had an abysmal amount of picks. And we talked about this before, how we just traded all of our draft picks away for various things we have done in the last few years. I couldn't name exactly those things, but I'm okay with it. I'm just going to say I'm okay with it. I don't know why, but I'm okay with it. So we didn't have the only major pick that we had was our round 1 pick, which we did have. We picked up Donovan Jackson, offensive lineman from Ohio State, national champion, Ohio State. So, I mean, when you get a guy from a team that won the championship, you'd like to think they're a guy. Like that's a dude. Like
that's a dude.
I don't know if he's going to start right away, but could take a little bit to get into the NFL world. I know that's kind of a culture shock and a competitive level, but I like the idea of him just being able to step in whenever. And then we're dropping down from round 1, 24th pick all the way down to round 3, 102. Okay,
yikes!
So big gap. Okay, we drafted Ty Felton, wide receiver out of Maryland.
I do want to see something when you're done with your segment on this guy.
Okay. So from what I hear, this guy's a guy. Like apparently he had the most catches in Maryland history, and he is just he's like a slot receiver more. Where like Addison and Jefferson are your wideouts more often than not. Where we do need that guy on the inside that can get that quick throw alongside Hawkinson. So if he pans out, I mean, the Vikings might just be on a generational run of wide receiver drafts. I mean, we can't draft anyone else, but holy fuck, do we hit wide receivers? Like, jeez.
I was just gonna say for that guy, I saw some Vikings talk, some shorts on him, and it's I don't want to say delusional, but there's a lot of hope that like they're just like forget everybody we signed in free agency. This is the guy. This is the number 3 for life. And I'm just like, guys, we're talking about number 3. We still got JJ and Addison on the field. This guy, sure, but
hey, number
stay
3.
grounded.
Number 3 is very freaking important because number 1 and 2, if number 3 forces a bad matchup on the other two, then they're just wasting space. But if they're effective and they got to be honest with all 3, it can go crazy. So I like the hype. I'm gonna take it because now we got to drop down to round 5, 139. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. Okay, he's a DB. Nope, he's a defensive lineman, I believe, actually, and he's from Georgia, another massive football school. I mean, if you're drafting guys from Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, I'm pretty confident in what's going to happen with them. They're gonna give you something, whether it's a bench role or a starting role. I feel like they're not going to be just a drop off the earth. They weren't worth the pick. So, and I can't remember who it was, but it was an NFL insider, and they said, it's kind of hard to talk about steals of the draft, but if I had to go with one, I'd say that Tyrion Ingram Dawkins in the 5th round was a great pick by the Vikings, and I was like, love that for us. Some random NFL insider was like, this is a great pick. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take that and run with it. They could be lying. I don't care. And then just the 2 round 6 picks, 201 and 202. Kobe King, a linebacker from Penn State, and Gavin Bartholomew from Pitt. 2 guys, they're on the team. I'm not gonna say we killed the draft because we didn't have enough picks in high enough rounds to kill the draft. But I'd give our draft an A+.
An A+.
That's big fucking number, dude.
I'd give it an A+.
An A+.
We drafted the best guy available in every position. We didn't have any draft needs because our free agency fulfilled everything. So draft grade A+. I mean, that's being honest too. That's being
another
humble.
Masterclass from Kevin O'Connell, really.
No, I mean Quessie's not been known for his drafts, but this one hits different.
What do you mean? Quessie's, besides the rocky start, Quessie's had some reliable drafts.
Quessie has actually had 2 wide receiver picks that were good, and everything else is not good. So
this guy hates Quessie.
Yeah, he's great in free agency. Maybe we have terrible scouts. Maybe it's not Quessie. Maybe it's not his fault totally.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
The GM, regulates all the scouts.
That's dude. I'm just giving him an out if he wants to, come on the podcast to talk about it. If he wants to join us and tell us why some of the last draft picks might not have worked out, blame some scouts. We'll have him on. We'll have him
Certainly.
on. But yeah, as I said before, that's kind of my overall of the whole offseason. Quessie, as we just talked about, he was cooking in free agency. The draft, he did okay. Just an okay A+.
An okay A+.
Just an okay A+.
What?
Everybody
in the room, that means Caleb's giving him a score of a B.
Nope, okay A+. That's what I'm going with. The draft was what it was. Low amount of draft picks. We can live with it. JJ McCarthy is looking strong. He is on no more restrictions. He's fully recovered. And
he's a hype beast on the stuff I've seen from him.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're just gonna see hype shit because there's no actual shit on him because he hasn't played. So it's just like, did you see those 2 throws that he made in practice? We're winning the Super Bowl this year. But yeah, he's looking good though. He's strong. No, there's really no competition at the quarterback role, which honestly I'd prefer that. Like there isn't that crazy pressure.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers rumors sucked, and I'm happy that they kind of went away. The Vikings maybe entertained it for a second because, you have to think about things and give them a chance, and then they're like, wait, this is dumb as hell. We should not do this. That's all I got. Vikings are ready to eat, man. We're ready to eat. This league is cooked this year. All right,
That's go.
Let's go.
Skull Nation,
Skull
baby.
Nation.
Let's
Skull
go.
Nation. Over to the
Go
Jets.
on to the Jets, though. Get on to the Jets.
That's fly high. We're my high club right now, baby. Okay, let's talk about free agency. We got 3 important ones. Then I'll just do some glossing. 3 important ones. As everybody most likely knows, Justin Fields signed to the Jets, $40 million, 2-year deal. Big stuff. Brandon Steffens from the Ravens, their cornerback too, coming to be our cornerback too. Thank you, Tim.
Are you sure that's good though? The Ravens struggled on defense, I thought.
We can
It was
replace him just fine.
it was a coaching mishap.
The air
not
attack,
a
they were
talent,
like the
not a
worst in the
talent
league, right?
Don't worry about
third
that.
worst for I think long passes. Yeah.
Tim's like, thank you for picking him up.
And last one, Andre Cisco from the Jags as a safety. Some important re-signs for us. We got Sherwood, boys. One of the greatest tacklers last season. Came on with the Jets. We were able to secure him, keep him. He's going to be our guy, defensive head. It's going to be awesome with him here. I'm really pumped for him. We kept Isaiah Oliver, our Swiss Army knife. Played pretty much every position on defense besides linemen. He ain't got that frame, but he can do everything else. Niganu from
it's Nwangwu.
Oh, thank you. From the Vikings. When he did our punt return and got the 99-yard touchdown. That's what you will remember from him for his Jets debut. And then we kept Mr. Davis, linebacker. Very low deal. Not a high stress target. Not living up to the hype with that guy. A lot of Davises last year, and I got mad at a lot of Davises. Let's just say that. One thing we needed, especially from free agency, that we didn't get in the draft was defensive tackles, and we picked up 3 of them with Brian Court, I have no idea. I'm just going to say we got 3 defensive tackles from free agency, and they're going to help out a lot because we didn't pick up any interior defensive linemen. We picked up an edge in the draft, but we needed some on the interior, so it's very good. With Adams, Gunn, and Allen, I'm hoping on his way out. We got 2 wide receivers, tall outside targets with Tyler Johnson and Josh Reynolds. And then we picked up some depth for our offensive line. And that was pretty much it. We did get Chris Boyes from, he's a cornerback for the Texans, but he's a special team ace. He was really good for his punt return coverage.
Special team ace is a funny, just like that. That's see, you can't do the rest of the things on the football field, but man, can that guy run down a punt? Like
he's a goddamn predator.
Hey, if you're in the NFL, that's amazing. But it's just funny that like your description is like that one play, so good at that one. Everything else.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's all we need him for, baby. Moving on to the draft. With our number 7 pick, we got Armand Membu. He is a offensive lineman. He's going to come in, be our right tackle. I know last year we were having some concerns about our right tackle with Morgan Moses on the table leaving. Stan, what are the Jets doing?
Didn't you draft an O-line last year?
We did. We drafted Fashanu as our left tackle.
Gotcha.
So we have a young and fully built offensive line. The hope is that with this, Justin Fields will be able to excel really hard, but we're going to talk about that later. Let's talk about the rest of the draft. Membu is an absolute bully at his position. He is a supersized man. He can block like crazy. And the best thing about him is he is expert burst to get in front and block. That's his main thing he did.
Expert burst. Holy.
Expert burst. Yes.
These descriptors are crazy.
As for sacks, he allowed 0 last year. So great stat padding by Membu there.
Where'd he play?
Shoot. Missouri, I'm pretty sure. Think so. That could have been
I
Taylor.
mean, like, it's not hard to give up 0 sacks when you're not playing anybody,
Hey, man.
I'm just kidding. He's in the SEC.
What are you talking about right now? Kidding. Moving on to our round 2 with our 42nd pick, we got Mason Taylor. So for me, my delusion, I wanted Tyler Warren as our number 1 pick and just get a great tight end and have him bolster up right tackle a little, But Mason Taylor was either second or third in most people's minds for a tight end. So very happy we got him.
Did you see the Colts' response to you guys drafting Armand?
No. What happened?
Because I think they were the pick after you guys.
Okay.
And they were laughing that you didn't pick Tyler Warren. They were ecstatic.
Yeah. It's 2 years in a row now that we haven't taken a star tight end that was available.
Brock Bowers available last year?
Yes.
For you guys?
Oh my god.
Well, we talked
That's
about that though. You need a good left tackle, like on your team before.
It's true. It's true. Tight end can't do everything.
That's true, Tim. With Brock Bowers, the Raiders have really gone places.
Okay. They almost beat the Chiefs that one time.
But yeah, really happy with Mason Taylor. He's got a great frame, but his main thing about him is he's got good hands, and people like to compare him to, of course, the nickname, the Leprechaun. Travis Kelce, everybody, being able to find soft spaces in zone defense. When people are covered, he can go in, find a spot, and get your first down. That's what people really liked about him. Moving forward, our 3rd round pick was, I'm not going to say his first name, Thomas. He would be
What's
our
his
draft...
first name? I don't have this pulled up.
I would say it's Azariah.
Yeah, I like that.
Something
take.
like that.
Okay, Azariah.
He's a cornerback. With Reed gone, it's good to have a fill-in cornerback 2 for Steffens from the Ravens. But he was projected to be a top 50 pick, so it was very surprising we were able to pick him up at 73. He's got the traditional cornerback build as being a lanky, wide-armed player. Should be a great addition. He does struggle in speed and tackle ability.
Your quarterback struggles with speed? What?
But
you telling me JJ is going to burn the fuck out of this guy? Easy peasy? Or
These are just, you have to have concerns with every player.
I have concerns we pronounced that guy's name wrong. It's actually Azariah.
Azariah. I gave it a try, man.
No, yeah, I think we gave it our best shot, and that's all you can't blame a white boy for that.
That's, yeah.
The comma H had me stumped. I didn't know how that was supposed to go.
So you just take a pause to reflect. That's what the comma means.
All respect to him, though.
In round 4, we had 2. In round 5, we have 2 as well. For our round 4 picks at 110, we took Arian Smith. This was my least favorite pick of the draft. It was kind of out of nowhere.
Damn. Poor guy.
He is one of the fastest players in the draft, and that's his upside. Unfortunately, most people would say that's his only upside. He lacks strength in plays. He has a serious drop problem and also had major medical concerns over his college career. However, he could be very good with touch pressures from a Justin Fields-driven offense. Getting a fast guy a ball will always work. So let him run.
Just run go routes. That's
yep,
it.
exactly.
Like, he's in. It's a go route. You know it's coming, but are you fast enough?
With our other one, we had Malachi Moore. He was a safety, and from what Aaron Glenn had to say about this guy, he is a dog. He lacks a lot of other like speed and quickness to coverage, but he is a amazing physical player. So he'll stop the run very well and be able to move enough to be able to play the safety position. He's another, like Caleb was saying earlier, a half field safety. He's not a deep safety. Moving on to our last two picks. Of course, anything past the third round is usually a frickin' you cover your eyes and throw out a dartboard type situation. But Francisco Moyaga, that's what I'm going with. He's a linebacker. He's got good gas for a fit and hit run game. He lacks length, so he's not fluid enough to hold, if it gets past him, is what I'm saying. But if they're going to run, he's your guy. He'll probably be a special team unit to start for that exact reason, because he has great tackle ability. And then our last guy, I didn't write down his last name. I feel terrible. I just wrote down Tyler. He's an edge. He'd be a needed rotational rusher. Low proportioned frame, so he's good ability to penetrate. Plays low. He'll probably be on special team for the most part till he proves himself. But yeah.
That's Tyler Barron.
Tyler Barron. Yep, I just looked it up.
Thank you, guys.
I looked it up too.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, my team here in the studio. Appreciate you guys.
We are actually in 3 different places. So do we have 3 studios, or do we have
the
one
virtual
ethereal?
studio? It's the virtual
studio.
No, don't worry about it.
Can we
really
get an AI chatbot for the 4th one to be our Jamie?
Yeah,
since we have a virtual studio.
Jamie, pull that up, please. Overall, for our review, I'll say it felt like a good draft. It didn't have anything flashy from Moogie, but I felt confident with it. Really, my only issue with it was Smith in the 4th round. But if they like the kid and he can perform, that will turn some heads, Shit,
that's
they got
not
a guy
a
in
bad
the 4th
draft
round.
if you're only upset with a round 4 draft
Yeah.
pick. I think that's not the worst thing to be upset about.
Only thing I had was that we didn't draft an interior defensive lineman, as I said, which was one of our biggest needs and one of the deepest draft classes for it. However, we were able to get a lot in free agency, as I said. So overall, I'd give the draft a B+. Very solid. Nothing flashy, but we got what we needed and we got out.
That's fair.
Not an okay A+ though.
No, not an okay plus, a solid B+ for me. My predictions on the year, everybody. This year will depend very heavily on how we are going to play with Justin Fields and how Justin Fields himself will play. If we play a game similar to the ground and pound of that of the champs, the Eagles, that just won, we can have some great success. With a full offensive line, 2 great running backs, a dynamic quarterback, and some talent with Garrett Wilson and people on the edge, our offense could do really well this year. And our defense getting rebuilt behind Aaron Glenn, defensive-minded, could come out to a 10-7 year. That's my absolute peak, I feel, for the Jets this year. However, if we do not utilize Justin Fields, or he does not perform, we could very well have another 4 or 5 win season. So to call it fair, I'm going to give us a final prediction of 7-10 being third in the division. I feel that's very grounded.
Very grounded.
I feel with my very grounded take, in the future, I can be very delusional and spout nonsense to the podcast again.
I do remember a bet that you made with me, Caden, last year before the season started about the Ravens and the Jets meeting in the playoffs.
I was there for this. It did happen.
Which did not come to fruition.
It did not.
No, not even close.
Those are those things you're like, you
but
gotta
we
forget
failed
about
Epic,
those.
so I didn't have to lose any money, of course.
True, it didn't happen, but I did want to collect.
But yep, that's my take on the Jets. Fly high this year. Let's see what happens. New head coach, new GM, new coaches everywhere, but our tight ends. So it's going to be a crazy year for the Jets. Up to the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens time. I've been waiting for this for the past 30 minutes. All right. Now here's the fun team, the team you enjoy watching. So I got to start off with the breaking news of the day that we have dropped Justin Tucker. Hallelujah, he's gone.
We were actually going to wait to do this podcast until who knows when, but that news dropped, so Tim said we got to get on the sticks.
Get on the fucking mics. We need to podcast. Yeah, we just waited all offseason until they dropped Tucker. But obviously, thanks. He got a Super Bowl ring. You know, he got what he needed. He exited in, let's say, one of the worst ways you could exit after having the weakest season and then a sexual assault case coming out. So it really sours the mood. You know, you years ago you'd expect a Justin Tucker leaving the Ravens to be filled with a bunch of sad goodbye wistful posts about people talking about how much they loved and how much they're thankful, but now it's kind of just like,
I don't get it though. You know, if there's any organization that could handle, you know, any issues with the law with their players, you'd think the Ravens could figure it out. I mean,
What do you mean by that?
Like Ray Rice,
we're not out of the woods yet.
What's his
we'll
name?
get to that
Who
later.
literally killed a person, potentially, possibly?
Oh fuck.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah, Ray Lewis. He did. Who was cleared of charges? Ray Lewis was cleared.
Yep. In the court of law.
At least we didn't have OJ. He was on.
There was a couple
Colts,
others as well.
He was on the
feel like
Broncos.
the Ravens are just notorious for like, if you're a good player and bad shit happens, it's like, oh no, we'll figure this out. That's all right. But because he didn't perform, they didn't figure it out. I'm fully convinced that if he would have had a good year, he's still there.
No, the Browns would have picked him up then if he had a good year. Which, listen, I'm sorry. I'm glad to see him gone.
That's fair. No, you wanted him out based on performance. So
yeah,
this was just your out.
Tim,
exactly.
You started crashing out pretty hard.
Yeah, anybody who's watched like one episode of this has seen me be like, get that fucking piece of shit off my goddamn field.
Besides one episode when Tim was like, guys,
wait, when
Tucker
he had like
played
one
good this week. I don't even know how to feel.
He did play good a couple weeks. I'd be like, okay, I guess I can't complain. It goes week to week, but moving on. I'm gonna go over the re-signs, some big re-signs. Re-signed Ronnie Stanley, who I talked about. I wanted to re-sign with. We got 3 years for him, $60 million. Got a hefty of a contract there. Tylan Wallace, who I also really liked. He came on for some fun plays last year. We got a 1-year contract with him for $2.25 million, just some chump change. Besides that, we got our Darius Washington, Patrick Ricard, Ben Cleveland, just wrapping some guys up for special teams, and I don't know, the guys you don't care too much about. Let's be honest, the guys I don't care too much about. If you guys want to come out and be the biggest Ben Cleveland fan, that's all up to you.
Tim, when he starts performing, will you be a fan of his? Will you hype him up?
What the fuck is he gonna do? Get an interception?
When Ben Cleveland is
like
literally
when he starts performing.
When he's out here, the leader of the Ravens, he's gonna like my haters. They fueled me.
Guard.
Onside Takes fueled me to perform this way.
I'm sorry, Ben Cleveland, if you're. I'm not actually sorry at all, Ben Cleveland, if you're listening.
You better perform. That's what Tim's
Yeah,
saying.
that's your job. You get paid a lot of money. Yeah, but I was excited to see the Ronnie Stanley and Tylen Wallace re-signing. So good from them. Let's keep playing well. Don't take all of our money. But for the free agents, we picked up Cooper Rush to replace Josh Johnson since he was getting old for our backup QB.
Pickup.
Yeah, Cooper Rush played a lot last season, and I mean he's not incredible. He's the backup, but for a backup,
he gets the job done.
He gets the job done. I'm happy to see him. I wouldn't be happy to see him unless it was like the fourth quarter he's coming out. If Cooper Rush is coming out first quarter, I'm like on the floor screaming, throwing a temper tantrum. But
Okay.
but it's a nice pickup for just that safety. We also got DeAndre Hopkins, who tickled our balls a little bit before getting traded to the Chiefs last season. But he actually came over, so it'll be wide receiver 3. It's a nice option. It's nice to see some insurance after we lost Zay at the end there. I don't know. We'll see if he does anything. He wasn't too impressive on the Chiefs anyways. He got a 2-point conversion catch in the Super Bowl. So illustrious right there. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get some.
That's a little bit of disrespect. I mean, literally, you just picked up.
I'm looking at his Chiefs career.
Yeah, but look at his whole career, and you just got your running back last year, who everyone said was beat up, was past his prime, goes crazy.
Yeah,
like, why can't DeAndre Hopkins do the same thing? Tim, these are legends of the game.
Personally, the Chiefs' whole offense was Hopkins, and Kelsey. That was it. Like that was really it. Like the latter half of their season. So you just took half of the Chiefs' offense, so you should be pretty happy.
He's cool. All right, I like him. It's nice to see some fucking movement on the offense because clearly we didn't want to move for the draft at all. Which I'm going to move on to now. We really like to back up our defense here. We got not counting
about this?
What? No, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Okay. Listen, it just doesn't. I don't jump off the couch. I mean, it's good to see.
Tim, all I'm gonna say is you were jumping off the couch in anger at the defense. So
sure, no, I'm saying it's good to see, but I'm not like, yes, you got a fucking. I mean, the first round pick is cool because it's just the first round pick, but when you get to like the 6th round, you're like, fuck yes, defensive tackle pick 200 something. You're just like, cool. Let's hope he works out. I guess we'll see in a couple of years whether this worked out. I think it's pretty obvious, but I'm not a scout. I'm not researching. I'm finding these players out as they're coming in. But I got a vibe to this draft. That I liked it. I did like the first round pick though. The first 2 picks were great. Malachi and Mike. Okay, wait, hold up.
I'm holding.
Okay. The economically wise, football wise, great picks. Malachi is really happy to be a Raven. It was looking to bolster up the safeties there, and the edge rushers really needed an edge rusher. That's who I said I wanted. But gotta clear the elephant in the room here. Mike Green's got a little baggage coming with him. We dropped Tucker and we picked up a player who also has sexual assault allegations now. That some teams weren't happy with his explanation, apparently. So quite a few teams dropped him off the board because they did not consider him to be up to par.
Like I said, though, the Ravens, if anyone can handle it.
Yeah.
They got great lawyers over there.
So, I mean, he was a first-round pick that we got in the second round that allegedly they were looking at Mike Green in the first-round pick, but decided not to, thankfully. It was, listen, football-wise, excited. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look for the organization. but I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Walk around, have a jersey that says I don't endorse Mike Green. I just go, well, and then I watch the game, you know.
Just like put a little sticky note on your jersey that's like, just like a warning. Like,
As long as I don't buy a Mike Green jersey, you know, it's fine.
No, that might be crazy.
That would be a little crazy, but I'm not gonna wear my like Ravens hat and then say like not Mike Green on it.
It's in the mail coming, Tim. Don't worry.
I mean, there was that one Browns jersey guy put like the sexual assault survivor flag instead of what's his fucked.
Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. The guy had like 32 quarterback names on his Browns jersey.
That one was funny.
Yeah, but that one's different.
Old now.
Anyways.
But yeah.
Otherwise picked up Emory Jones Jr., Teddy Buchanan.
What a baller last name.
I love football player names. Okay, I'm gonna skip to the bottom. We got like Anais Peebles, Robert Longerbeam.
Oh
that's my favorite name is Longerbeam.
It's straight out of the Key and Peele skit, man.
Mr. Peebles and Mr. Longerbeam. Yeah.
How do you say the last guy's name?
Garrett
Dillinger.
Dillinger. That's not that. Yeah. Once you say it out loud, it's not so fun.
Yeah, no, the spelling is a little bit different.
Yeah. Sources say the middle picks weren't so great.
Who are his sources?
I don't know. I just Googled.
People above his pay grade.
I read on The Guardian. I read on ESPN. I read the draft grades. I listen around. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Bill Cohen he was a 5th round pick, but he should have been 6. I don't fucking know. I'm just here. I'm here to find out. That's why I watch the NFL. That's why I don't watch college ball. At least not nearly enough to know these 5th, 6th round picks. But overall, we really just kind of let the picks come to us. Nothing unexpected. We did pick up Tyler Loop, though. Okay, that was a little. Apparently, the Ravens recruiters really liked him, so they were a first pick. I think this is the first time we drafted a kicker in a long ass time. Then everyone was like, "Is he going to replace Tucker? Who knows?" And today we know probably yeah. So he's got a leg on him. He had a 62-yard max, I believe.
You
in college.
should be terrified of the fact that you were going from the era of always being confident in your kicker for like literally 15 years or longer.
Yeah.
And now,
I don't know.
When you drafted a kicker, you're like, oh, he was good enough to get drafted. He'll be good. No, you don't know that.
I never said he would be. I was just being hopeful.
I'm not saying you said he's going to be like. You just don't know the world of like.
He could.
Tim,
The kicker could miss 6 of his first 7 kicks.
I'm just a believer in the fact that if he is a problem, we just ship him off to the next team and we get the next guy. Listen, do we have a fucking Hall of Fame kicker anymore? No, but I feel like the kicker is one of the easiest problems to fix. Is you just cycle through until you land on a guy.
But then when the pressure is there of like being
I didn't have
cycled,
confidence in him in Tucker last season anyways.
That's fair. I'll give you that. That's fair.
If Tucker's leg broke and he had a great season, we drafted somebody, then I would be shitting my pants. But it's like, okay.
I just say this for personal experience, all right? Yeah. Just for personal experience of
I have enough Xanax. I'm just gonna be able to like sit through the kicks. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I see.
You won't have to worry about that too much because you'll just always score a touchdown and then it'll be easy. Yeah, that easy.
And just lose every game. We need a kicker. It's not like I've been there before. Yeah, we got a wide receiver in the I don't have it listed up, but I believe he's in the 6th round, which is he's 5'9" or 5'10".
LeJontay Wester?
Yeah, LeJontay Wester, which funny enough, Zay Flowers is also, I want to say he's like 5'9", 5'8", something crazy short. And we got some short wide receivers out there, which clearly they can still work, but it's interesting. You kind of want big guys out on the field. I don't know. We'll see if he proves himself. He'll probably just be special teams or for now, and we'll see if he shakes out or not. Like
Heck
Talon
yeah.
Wallace, and I liked Talon Wallace. So maybe 3 years from now, I'll be like, hey, he could be wide receiver 3 or something. Maybe he'll be dropped and out of the league. Well, we don't know. That's the fun part. It's like gambling off season.
Goes
Other
full
than that,
circle.
I just speaking to my feelings. I'm real happy. Yeah,
your
as I mentioned
grade?
before, we were bottom 3 team in long passes given up. So to see these safety picks and cornerback picks makes me excited. And it makes me feel like I'll be able to watch a lot more consistent football this next season. They did turn around the defense, but I'm not gonna like if they didn't fix this shit. You know, who's to say it wouldn't start right back at square zero again at the start of the season. So looking for a lot more consistent football with this. I'm excited. Let's go, Ravens.
Tim, what would you give the draft grade?
A+.
An okay A+?
What type of A+?
Okay, I'll give it an A-.
Okay. Nice.
So I had the best drafts. There we go.
I give mine an S now.
That's off the scale.
Tim,
No, it's not. We use S all the time.
Draft is regular letter scale. I'm sorry to tell you.
Bullshit.
Okay. That concludes all of our teams. Let's move on to a special segment with the Super Bowl winner prediction. A very early Super Bowl winner prediction.
Now, I have a question.
Go
Do
ahead.
we get to change these? Is
Sure.
this a season
No.
changing
no.
thing? Or is this like...
This
I feel like this is a once thing.
Yeah, this is a
Like this is just for like crazy out there Super Bowl
This
predictions.
is like bragging rights
Yeah.
if you somehow, manage this.
Okay.
This is the $5 bet you put with like plus 10,000 odds. To be like, look at this, see?
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Caleb, who did you take?
I'm taking the team that's going to finally break through. They've been taking a long time to get there. It's been a lot of
Ravens.
playoffs of just struggling. Just nonstop performances by their quarterback. Absolutely
Ravens.
carrying the team, but then the rest of the team always letting them down. It just keeps happening.
The
I just think
Ravens.
this is the year they break through. Bills and Josh Allen are gonna win. Let's go. Let's go.
Boo.
Yeah,
Did
we'll
that
see.
sound like-
We'll see.
Did that sound like somebody else when I was describing that?
Well, I have the
Just-
sheet pulled up, so I knew you were about to stab me in the back, and
Oh,
also the
okay.
history of that. So
I thought
No
I thought my
surprise
description
in
was
his
pretty good
face.
though.
Yeah,
It
you
was.
did. You kept it mysterious until the very end.
Okay. Me, I took left way backfield. I'm taking him. Give me the Commanders. Gene Daniels. He's going to set history. I can feel it. This is where outlandish. This is where I can put my outlandish takes. Not saying my playoff run wasn't, even though I won. Let's just keep that straight. But give me the Commanders. I just feel it. I just feel it.
That's a little crazy, but I like it. I like crazy.
I like
they
crazy.
got a couple new players too.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels year 2. I mean, it's possible.
Let's just not see a Texans 2-year slump, a sophomore slump.
Ooh,
With,
I
yeah.
think Jaden Daniels was way better though than CJ Stroud was
Yeah.
his first year.
Yeah.
So I don't see
Jaden
those being
Daniels
comparable.
is very, very good. And Tim, who did you take, Tim? Let's take a guess, everybody.
Okay, so wait, Kane proposed this question. He said we're picking Super Bowl winners for the year, and I
Yep.
go, I'm just gonna pick the Ravens. Why would I
Yep.
not pick the Ravens? It's
Of
my
course.
team. They have Super Bowl winning talent. I'm gonna pick the Ravens. I'm not gonna sit here and go through the mathematical formulas. If we're doing this for bragging rights, I want to brag. I'm going with my team. That's
You
it.
know
That's
what?
all there is to it.
If
It's
you change
passion.
quarterbacks and maybe I'd be with you with the one that was clutch and could win the playoffs, but I can't. I'm not with you there. I'm sorry.
You're just here to shit on Lamar Jackson. I didn't even.
That's like
What
A
do you
tier rage
mean?
bait.
What
Did you
the
see
fuck?
his face? He didn't even flinch.
I
That's how good the rage bait was.
It was textbook. It was. There might as well be a fucking. You might as well script the entire fucking podcast, not just bullet points here, because I could just see he didn't. There was no passion. There's no passion in that rage bait. It was like he got bored of saying it halfway through. He was like,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I already did my Ravens bit, so I just tried to throw a second one in.
That was good.
I mean, it's not a bit. Let's be honest, but.
So
Okay,
fucking
everybody.
lucky we don't do this podcast in person.
So everybody, that is our way out Super Bowl winner prediction. Let's move on. You guys thought we were gonna have it? Yeah, that's right. Our favorite segment, dub or flub.
Couldn't do without it.
It's not an episode without it. Yeah,
This is the best part. This
true.
is the part everybody skips to.
probably.
This part I skip to. I don't. Well, I would listen. I'm here. No,
Tim's like unconscious till this point.
yeah, this part just wakes me up.
Comes alive.
All right, dub or flub. Schrader was overhyped.
Schrader?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
It's Shadur.
Mr. Schrader?
Shadur Sanders.
Shadur Schrader
Excuse me? Okay. Shadur.
was overhyped and was drafted correctly.
Flub.
Oh.
You think he should have been
Whoa.
drafted higher, Tim?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning?
Well, okay. Like, you can say, like, personality problems, phone calls, interviews went bad. Sure. I'm not saying he should have been, like, first round pick, but it's like, let's be honest, let's slide down to fifth round. Yeah,
I think it was the fifth round.
I remember checking every day, like, oh, is Sanders drafted yet? Is Shadur drafted yet? Like, okay, let's be honest here. He's not a fifth round talent. I completely understand that he didn't do combine. He can have a shitty personality. Maybe didn't interview well, but like, saying he's a fifth round talent, I think that's a flub. I think you could say there's definitely issues, but I just think it was a little overhyped. If you could say him being overhyped was overhyped.
I can get behind that. I think, like, realistically speaking, so I'll give it a flub. I think realistically speaking, I don't think there's any way, like, even if the interviews that happened with the Giants where they gave him these questions that were deliberately wrong, and he got them wrong still, and then he got angry at them for giving him questions that were deliberately wrong, I think even regardless of that, I think you take him over Jackson Dart. Nothing against Jackson Dart, but he was putting up actual stats. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just disrespectful to do that. If you're going to draft a quarterback, that's not the grade here.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on it. I do think that he was overhyped. But because this is a two-part double flub, overhyped and was drafted correctly, obviously most people can agree he wasn't drafted correctly. The biggest thing that I thought about when I was just looking at this is he did need to be drafted by the correct team in the correct scenario. And I think the issue was there wasn't a team that was like, boom, we want him. This is our quarterback. They all felt like they had other positions that were just as important, or they were so dog shit that they're like, I mean, he's not a generational talent like Caleb Williams or something like that. Like they're like, we can live without him, find something else, make the rest of our team better. The craziest part about it to me was, at least for the Jackson Dart situation, the Giants liked Jackson Dart. Brian Dable liked Jackson Dart. It was never a decision between the two. They just always were going Jackson Dart. That's what the information that came out afterwards. So like nothing he could really do in that regard. But the fact that the Browns drafted Dylan Gabriel from the Oregon Ducks,
yes,
and then 2 rounds later with their last draft pick, were like, I guess we'll draft Shadur. Like, what? Did you see the video of them drafting him?
Yeah,
It was
like,
all of them just like
yippee!
Yeah.
just
They
just
look
the
like they were
most
being held at gunpoint.
blank faces, trying to do a little bit of a smile and a clap. Like, if you're the social media team, you can't record that.
No, you can't. Well, you can
How
record
did
it. Definitely don't let it get out.
How did it get out? Like, how does
Yeah.
that get out? Like, that looks terrible,
Mhm.
horrendous. Like, I think the biggest issue with him is like he's a great starter, but once he got down past like the starter range and was more like a backup QB area, I think he's a bad backup just because of his
Yeah.
personality and everything.
Mhm.
Maybe he won't be a bad backup. I mean, it's a lot of just presumptions and like assumptions of like this is what he's gonna be. Well, you don't know what he's gonna be because he's never had a coach that wasn't his dad.
If you
Or,
think
like, his
about
head
it, the
coach.
Browns
So I don't know.
literally had the opportunity to get Travis Hunter and Shadir on the same team.
They did. And they didn't get either. So, you know, they made their decision. But I'm with you guys. It's a flub. Definitely
Mhm.
weird scenario. But did you guys
Yeah.
watch at all the coverage from ESPN with Mel Kiper?
I don't think so.
Any clips?
At least not much.
So he's ESPN's like draft guy.
Yeah.
He was livid
Oh,
for 3 days straight, just livid. that
didn't he have
Shadir
him
was
as
not
like the
being drafted.
number 1 pick or something?
He had him going in the first round. He didn't have him
Yeah,
number 1,
okay.
but he had him as the number 2 option at quarterback behind Cam Ward.
Mhm.
And like 5 quarterbacks got drafted before him. So not a good look. Not a
Mhm.
good look.
There was just so much baggage around drafting him that it felt like the 5th round pick was just the Browns way of saying like, okay, we're drafting you on our terms. Like this is, I believe he like said to teams like, don't draft me unless you want to like change
Your
the
culture.
attitude, change your culture.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So drafting a QB before him is like saying like, okay, we're not fucking changing our culture. Like line up, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to earn this spot. We don't give a shit kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
I don't know. Could
I don't
be a
think the
real
Browns
interesting
are what he
story
needs,
then.
to be honest, but
Fair.
No. Moving on. Dubber Flub. Travis Hunter was worth the trade. I'll start. A dub.
Damn, really?
Yeah. This guy's generational
agree.
talent.
I would say
Even
it's
if
a
he
dub.
does not play like there's these people that say he could play both sides of the ball. I don't think it matters. I think he'll like you could look at it from the perspective, right, that sure he's this good or he was this highly valued because he played both defense and offense, and sure there could be better actual wide receivers or better actual cornerbacks that were in the draft. But I think the fact that he could do both and has that ability to play both makes him valuable.
Do you think he's gonna actually play both though? Like, is he actually valuable?
There is
In that regards?
0% chance in my mind that he plays every single snap on both sides of the ball like he did in college.
Right, but like if that's the case, then he needs to focus on one side, and then the other side just goes away, and he's just a one-way player like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he's super good at it. I don't know. But you have to. Do you guys know what they gave up for him? Do you know?
The Browns won hard.
Browns got up. I
I have
do
it
know
pulled
that
up
for
if
sure.
you'd like me to.
Yeah, list it
Okay,
out again.
Just say it.
Okay.
I got it here.
So
too.
the number 2 pick was what the Browns had.
Mm-hmm.
That went to the Jags. The Browns then moved down to number 5 pick. That's a 3-pick drop. I mean,
And
you're still getting a good pick. And then the Browns also got a 2nd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and next year's first from the Jags. That means that next year they're going to be ass again, and the Browns are going to get a good pick, and then the Browns are going to be ass, so they're going to have 2 high picks next year as well. And then, the Browns gave up a 4th. They just traded 2nd and 6th for 2 and 4. Like, those ones are kind of whatever. But
I think
the 1st-round picks are insane.
I think it.
Well,
I
they just gave
think-
up next year's
I think it
first
is
round
crazy.
pick for the cornerback side of Travis Hunter. You know,
Yeah,
two-way
I saw
player
somebody say
for
that.
2 first-round
The only
picks.
way you can swing this is if you're like, yeah, we got a 1st-round player for each year because he plays 2 sides of the ball. I'm on the side of it's just not worth it because that's just you gave up 2 years worth of first picks essentially and multiple picks elsewhere, and you're already shit. Like you're not one player from being good. They're like 70 players from being good, all right? And the roster's 50. So that's like they got a lot of issues out there. I mean, they're terrible. They're terrible. You can't be doing this.
The Browns, or you
really think about the two-way side of the ball is twice as likely chance that he can find his spot in the league.
Yeah, or get hurt.
Maybe if he's a bust wide receiver, he'd be a cornerback. If he's a bust cornerback, he'd be a good wide receiver.
That's true. I guess that's.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to draft so that they're not a bust, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 2 chances to not be a bust. He's worth it.
I think the Browns definitely got, like, in the sense of the deal, he's a generational talent. I think it's an understandable trade. I think the Jacks might have overpaid. The Browns definitely got the good end of the deal because they dropped down 3 spots and still got the best interior defensive lineman in the draft. So they ate fine. Mason Graham is going to be like an amazing threat on the line. So
the one funny thing about Mason Graham is he played for Michigan, and obviously Browns are in Ohio. And he's one of the guys that like helped beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
that big game. He was like a fuck you Ohio State guy, and now he's on their team. So some Browns fans are like, we don't know how to feel.
Just gotta accept it. Just let this happen. Dubber Flub. Aaron Rodgers will sign somewhere before the season starts. I'm gonna give it just a flub, bro.
I think it's a flub.
That guy's gone
because he doesn't have the ego to. He doesn't have a spot in the league, and he's have the ego to be that backup or below somebody else.
I'm gonna say this is a dub because the Steelers don't have a quarterback. Steelers don't have a quarterback.
They have Geno Smith, don't they?
No, Geno Smith's with the Raiders.
Oh shit.
And Russell Wilson to the Giants, and Justin Fields to the Steelers don't have a quarterback. Like not even like one of the shittier tier quarterbacks. They don't have one. They have none.
I was not aware.
They have none. So if he doesn't go there, they're fucked.
What they can pick somebody off somewhere.
So here's the thing. They what's gonna happen is they're waiting to see if Rodgers will sign with them, and if he doesn't, they're trading for Kirk Cousins. There's like no other way.
See, because Kirk Cousins, you're in a much better spot with Kirk than you are with Rodgers. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, but Kirk is gonna be a fucking pretty penny compared to Rodgers at this point. Kirk, you got to pay like double the value of Kirk to even get him on your team. So, is it worth it?
Probably not.
Just ask the Falcons.
The Falcons played double for Kirk just to put him as backup. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yikes. Yeah. Moving on. Dubber Flub, Ashton Genty to the Raiders does nothing for them. So, if I had to pick a side, I would probably say that Pete Carroll is having wet dreams of reviving Marshawn Lynch onto the field. So, that's why this pick happened. And I'm going to say that's a flub solely because it's the does nothing. Not a little bit, but nothing.
The wording does go a little crazy there. I'm going to believe in my own wording and say dub. Simply because like Geno Smith is there, okay? He was okay in Seattle, and I don't think he has anything better in Las Vegas. Ashton Genty, he might have been really good in college. This is the NFL, bud. You need an offensive lineman, and you need a team around you for a running back to perform, and they don't got that. So drafting key big names is great and all until they get on the field and they get tackled for loss, -4 yards because you you just don't have a guard just doesn't exist. You just don't have one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of these teams drafting these big names, and I'm probably gonna eat my words. 3 years down the line, they have a line, and he's the next Saquon. I don't know, but for right now, I just feel like they're in a rebuilding phase. Why not like focus on like the important rebuilding parts and not just big name? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Mina Keems made a great point about this and at Saquon, where it's like, okay, like what is this gonna? Saquon kind of like proves that first round running backs don't do shit for your team. Like Giants draft a first round amazing running back Saquon Barkley, and they play like fucking garbage until Saquon goes to a competent team that can utilize him, and then he helps them get a Super Bowl. Where it's like a running back's not going to make a damn difference. Like it can be a huge help to your team. He's not going to be the switch that flips everything.
You can be a freak in college, but when you go to the NFL, it's a conglomeration of all the freaks from college. So
yeah, no, they're not gonna break 63 times a game. It doesn't work like that no more. And not that he didn't play at a school that it's Division I, Idaho, or Boise State. They were good, but he didn't play in the big SEC or any of the big schools. I don't know. They were all obviously D1 is big, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's not the Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Alabama. He didn't play there. You don't know what he's going to be like. So why not draft somebody that just a big body that is going to have some impact no matter what? I don't know. Especially in a lot. This was a draft that had so many big guys, offensive line and defensive line. That was there was a ton of them.
Yep.
So it's just crazy.
Dub or Flub, Jets are real contenders with Justin Fields. I'm going to say Flub because of the contenders portion.
Hey, contender is a loose term. That's a loose term.
Contenders for the division?
Contender, make the playoffs. Have some success. That's
success in the playoffs.
There's gonna be so many growing pains this year. We got a new everything and a new quarterback.
I'm with you. I'm just telling you the term is loose, as in you can contend for your happiness.
Tim, are you in that? What do you say, Tim?
Flub.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
are you on the math side?
It's a massive flow. I mean, Justin Fields he's not the guy.
He hasn't been the guy yet. But he could have a Baker Mayfield breakout.
But he's not Baker Mayfield.
Okay, but people weren't saying Baker Mayfield was him.
There were a lot of people
Browns
that loved Baker Mayfield.
Okay, they loved him. There's a lot of people that love Justin Fields.
No, where? What do you mean?
There's a lot of people.
There's dozens of us.
Not in this call.
There's dozens of us is insane.
Dude, nobody fucking. People can say Justin Fields is competent. Nobody believes in Justin Fields except for himself. I don't know.
It's probably still an upgrade from Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers somehow. So,
yeah,
it's something.
You turn Zach Wilson into what, 6-7 wins?
Yeah,
more than Aaron Rodgers. That's for damn sure.
I'm not. You guys are gonna win some games, but
okay, we're moving on, dude. I'm over this. Dub or Flub. Sam Darnold to the Seahawks is the death of his career. I think it will. I think he'll be happy. That's generational wealth right there, baby. So,
death is such a strong word. It's it's like him being, I don't know, maybe euthanized, a gentler word. He's coasting off into a larger pile of money than he expected.
Is not a gentle term.
I don't know.
Crazy.
He's coasting. What? I don't know. Sam Darnold going to the Seahawks is the coast of his career. Is the plateau. Yeah. It's the settling.
I can agree with that.
I'm convinced that the Vikings coached his ass up. He played well with good wide receivers. These other teams are like, all right, he's worth something. Even if we can't get like the best of the best, he's something that we can work with. And then he's going to go somewhere else that doesn't have top 2 wide receivers
and a good O-line,
a good ass coach, a pretty decent O-line, a decent running back, and he's just going to get ate the fuck alive and do nothing. And they're going to move on from him before his contract's even up. That's what I love the guy. Like, I appreciate everything, but the Seahawks had to be like one of the worst places you could go to because they are in a rebuilding phase of like, they don't have shit.
Yeah.
Traded away DK Metcalf. Like, I honestly don't know who the Seahawks have. And that means that you don't have anyone. If you don't have a name, you're no one. It's bad. So death to Sam's career. I'm sorry. It resurrected to instantly die.
Okay. Dubber Flub, Gino will end his career quickly with the Raiders. I don't know what's going on. If Caleb's got a vendetta against ex-Jet QBs or something. But I'm going to say I think it's a Band-Aid fix that they brought him in for the short time that Pete Carroll's with him. So I'm going to have to say it's a dub. Because I think when Pete Carroll's gone, that guy's out of the league. So it's not going to be a very long time.
Yeah, that's where I was going with this one. Is I think that he revitalized his career with the Seahawks. They put some good pieces around him. They never really performed enough to actually make the playoffs or compete in the playoffs. And if your peak is barely playoffs, then teams are not that happy with you. So if a team isn't going to make the playoffs, they're like, okay, you could be our quarterback. That's fine. We'll rebuild until we get an actual quarterback. And that's what's going to happen to him, just like Caden said.
Yeah. Well, sure. Give it a dub.
Why not? Might as well. Dub or flub, Giants ride with Russell Wilson will be short with Jackson Dart incoming.
I feel like there's an asterisk on this one. Caleb?
Well, there really isn't. I mean, I just, Russell Wilson, let's ride. Broncos Nation.
Jameis Winston.
So he's moving over.
Jameis Winston is in the Giants headquarters.
That's true. Well, first season, honestly, Jameis is on Russell Wilson's heels. Like, let's be honest. If Russell's playing like dog, I think Jameis Winston comes in.
Let him come out.
Jackson Dart is a rookie, and it's better for them not to play their first year anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So he might just be learning from, the GOAT himself, Jameis Winston, while Russell Wilson plays in front of him for some reason.
It's an actual, mid-off between the Steelers QB room and the Giants QB room. It's, it's crazy.
Not really. The Giants are killing the Steelers right now in the QB room.
Oh, sorry, not the
Steelers.
Not the Steelers. The Browns. The Browns QB room.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, there's nobody there.
Yeah, that's an empty room. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, no, we're excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited that Jameis went somewhere that is not a quarterback strong place. So that means that he can compete and play still.
Oh yeah. He's going to get out there.
For that.
I'm going to see him marching onto the field and give me the most battle-ready quotes ever.
Can you imagine though if he would have stayed with the Browns and it would have been Jameis and Shadur? They probably polar opposites of each other.
They would have a
they just kill each other.
6-person QB room if he would have stayed with the Browns.
It's just a brawl every day. One day someone gets eliminated.
So I guess long story short, probably a dub. Probably Jackson Dart will come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dub for Jameis Winston. That's actually what I'm going with.
Dub just for Jameis. No one else, really.
Yep.
Dub or flub, Debo will perform with the Commanders. I was gonna say Commandos for a sec.
I think this one's a dub. I think that he kind of checked out from the 49ers last year. I think he realized there was the injuries and the way things were going. I don't think it's good for a player to do this, but I think he kind of checked out. He gained some weight, so he wasn't quite as quick.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he knows that if he wants to win a Super Bowl, his opportunity has increased with going to the Commanders. The Niners are going into rebuild mode, so he moved teams to another team that's competing.
Yep.
And he's got Jaden Daniels, so I'd like to think that he's going to be working his ass off this offseason, and he's going to be ready to compete. So I'm going to go with dub.
Tim?
Dub.
Dub.
I don't.
Dub.
Deebo Samuel's not one of my passions, and Caleb just convinced me. Caleb, that's a great point. Caleb, that's a dub.
Thank you.
I'll give it a dub. I like this next one coming up. Dub or flub? George Pickens wins in a fight with DK Metcalf in the locker room. Going first, Tim.
Okay, so
Crash
DK
Out
Metcalf has 35 pounds on George Pickens plus an inch.
Tim was pulling this up. He was ready.
Pickens has nothing to lose. I feel like he's just
He
set his
also is
tone since the
crazy.
first day that he will crash out if need be. I would absolutely bet on Pickens. Plus, he's got some years on him. He's a bit younger. He's 4 years younger. He's more spry.
It's that shiesty life at Steelers
Mm-hmm.
Stadium.
This is hard, dude. This one, DK is like a beast of a human.
He's literally like peak human.
He is. It's brutal, but like Pickens is like such a wild card that like how can you go against that? Like if for some reason DK was the cornerback and Pickens was the wide receiver, Pickens would go just as hard at him even
Pickens would like
without the size.
This is my take. If we're doing that comparison, Pickens is gonna like try to trip up DK, and then DK is just gonna like full body tackle him. Like
Well, no, actually, okay, I've decided. I'm gonna say this is a dub because the fight's gonna happen because Pickens started it and DK wasn't ready. So it's gonna be like a cheap shot or some bullshit, and Pickens is gonna win in that way. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay,
We had to do this because they didn't have a quarterback to talk about with them, so we just had to go with. They just had to fight each other. It was the only option.
Yeah, give me a flub on this dude. Even if he gets the opening, whatever the fuck, DK is Crash Out City. He's always the one that does something. Oh no, I should never say that. When he's second, he finishes the fight. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a way too big of a body difference between the two of them. DK just wins it.
That's fair. It is crazy difference, but you never know with Pickens,
Our last dub of the flub. The Rams taking Devontae over Cup. Dub or flub?
This doesn't make sense to me. Because Coops, I get it. Cup. And he wasn't as good there at the end. But Devontae Adams is older. What are we doing here?
He is older, and like he played okay for the Raiders because he had no quarterback, and I wouldn't say like he went to the Jets with Rodgers and like stunned the world. Like I think people thought maybe it'd be crazy again, but like I mean he's just a vet wide receiver now. Like why not keep the guy that's been with your organization forever?
That guy was the one producing their playoff run. The Cooper Cup.
Yeah, he's the reason they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like Stafford and Cooper Cup together. I mean, and I guess Aaron Donald, but he was pretty important to it too. But like one of the core players of that Super Bowl team, and that was literally 3 years ago, or 4 years ago. It's something like not that long ago. Like you can't tell me 4 years later this guy is like, can't compete anymore. Like over a guy that's how much older. I mean, I'll look it up. You guys can talk.
What's the other wide receiver on the Rams?
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua. Puka wasn't even performing that well at this year's playoffs. It was mostly Cup. So I think it's a terrible trade. Massive flub. Because Devontae's on a shorter year deal and getting paid $1 million less than Cup. Makes no sense.
All right, I just want to throw this in there. I have looked it up. Devontae Adams is 32 years old, and Cooper Kupp is 31. So I guess it's not that much difference. It's just body shape, honestly, at this point. So DeAndre Hopkins also is 32. So never mind, guys. They're all in the same category, apparently.
Still no improvement.
I'm still taking Kupp.
Yeah, I agree.
Stick with the team. I don't know.
Stick with your guy. Why let him walk? Okay. That will conclude this episode of Onside Takes.
Special off-season episode.
Special off-season episode.
Good to see you guys.
And
we have to wait till the more preseason
season starts. We'll figure it out as it gets closer.
No, we missed all of you guys though. You know, it's been a while. We'll try to. Maybe we'll post some clips or something, some little discussions here and there.
Watch the Twitter. Tim will put more feet pics up on there.
No, I won't. I don't get paid for any of this. So.
Yeah, but if you go to Tim's OnlyFans, he will get paid and he will post there. As for this segment, that's concluded, and thank you everybody for watching. We will catch you next time, and as always, stay awesome.
Thank you guys.
Adios.